It's time for another episode of Two Marine Dads, where we talk about the journey of life, politics, kids, and family, as seen from the perspective of two United States Marines.
Nancy Pelosi said this.
And that's why we have to have that support in the legislation as well, because of revenue lost, because of shutdowns, and because of costs from COVID that were unanticipated. And the healthcare workers, people talk about them, they're heroes. How do we thank them? Well, we thank them by letting them keep their jobs. More than a million of local employees have lost their jobs because of the loss of revenue from the shutdowns.
Hey, Nancy Pelosi, let me ask you a question. How does a public servant making $223,000 a year, and that's a tidy sum, end up having a net worth, if she's not bought, of $120 million? Let me put that in perspective for some of you guys out there who don't understand, like, just the gravity of what $120 million net worth is. If you didn't spend a dime and you earned that money and you were never taxed, which you live in California, so fat chance you're not getting taxed, you would have to have started work 538 years ago. 538! You get that? You would have to start working 11 years prior to Columbus discovering the Caribbean. It makes you either Italian or Spanish, I'm thinking at that point then, huh, Nancy? You know? Because those were like the two big powers back then. I don't understand that. You stand here and talk about how our local authorities, millions of them, are out of work because of lack of revenue, and it was you who supported the shutdown. It was you who supported moving money around for the cops. You know, you're not necessarily to fund the cops, but we're gonna spend the money a little differently. You know, that's code for. You know, it seems like the only people you care about are the men and women who come out and put out your fires. And that's only because you shut your grid down because of the forest fires that attack your state every year. And then you have the gall to talk about Texas like they're not green enough. Absurd. You know, you talk about our healthcare workers being our heroes. When you make more, assuming you only put 50 cents of the dollar, 60 million into a savings account, which I hope you're smart enough not to do that, make it 2.5%. The APR in a month on that is 123 grand. So you'll make more in a month on interest doing nothing but eating gelato than these people will make all year. And you're going to stand there and talk about how they're your heroes when only 6% of those people who get that money are actual state workers. All the rest of the healthcare workers are private in your state. It's absurd. You care so much about it. What about Angela Marsden, or the other girl who did your hair? Erica Kious? I apologize if I'm butchering your name. It's ridiculous. You threw both those people under the bus, didn't give a crap about them. But a movie show set shows up, and everything's cool. I know that's ancient, John. I know that's ancient, you know. But here you are talking about everything else, and you've let all these other things go for the last year. I think it's absurd. You know what? I'm so mad I can't even think. Two Marines Dads out. Semper Fi.